What's poppin', people? It's Dante on the streets of Philly. And yeah, today I'm thinking about how to be a happy photographer, right? This is something I've been thinking about recently. A big goal, biggest goal I can think of. I desire for every photographer in the world to genuinely find happiness in their work, in their life, in their photography in general. You know, I believe that every person desires happiness, right? But to desire happiness within your creative process, within your photography itself, I think is a good goal to strive towards, right? First and foremost, when I consider the camera as the tool that we use, or the excuse to go out there and to see the world, yeah, choosing something lightweight that can fit in your pocket is probably a good idea. So when it comes to camera technology, right, we've reached this sort of pinnacle where, yeah, we have cameras that are so small that can fit in your pocket. And what this does is it allows you to have that excuse to always make a photo, right? There's really no reason not to when you can actually fit it in your pocket. So that's kind of an important sort of technical thing for me. Another one, delete your Instagram account, right? The comparison is the thief of all joy, right? And as humans, we're naturally mimetic creatures. We sort of mimic the people that are around us. So if you consider sheep in a herd, everyone's in the herd is sort of just doing the same thing, acting the same way. When you consider humans in the city and life wherever you live, it's very similar, where the behavioral patterns that you pick up are a direct result of you observing the patterns of other people. So yeah, to sort of disconnect from the herd, disconnect from the pack, yeah, it's definitely a key to achieving a sense of happiness with your creative process. You know, you can say, oh, I'm just using it and publishing it and getting off, but at the end of the day, you're still participating in this sort of social media sort of sharecropping service of borrowing some land and publishing your work through you know, this external platform that you don't have really any control over. So suggestion is to start a WordPress.org blog. Don't use Squarespace, use WordPress.org, install the Astra theme, and yeah, just create your domain, firstname.lastname.com. Start publishing your own thoughts, your own videos, your own photos in your own space. Link it all together, and yeah, create the space where you can go and actually view your own work, publish your own work. This, I believe, is very critical because, you know, you can go out there and photograph, and what you do with the photographs actually kind of, it matters, right? So I like to publish on my own website. And then in terms of seeing the work physically, I can suggest something very simple is make a sketchbook. I use this Muji sketchbook here, and it's like a passport memo size book, and I use the Canon CP Selfie 1500 printer to print on 4x6 paper, cut the pictures out, and yeah, use double-sided tape, paste them in this passport memo by Muji, and you always have your work on you. So when you consider like delete your Instagram, it's like, yeah, delete your Instagram and replace it with this and a website, right? So these are some very technical things, right? Camera in your pocket, publish your own work, delete your Instagram, and own your sketchbook on your person. Next is recognizing that the motivation is in your legs, right? To not seek any motivation, inspiration, and external things in general, that, right? Like, you should find that sort of motivating factor from within, the connection between your mind, your eyes, your oculus, the way that you view the world, your body, and your soul, right? And this is a critical thing for me, and what gets me moving is obviously my 2 feet, my 2 legs, right? Humans are designed to move through the world. We're biped people for a reason. We have 2 legs, and yeah, I believe this is very critical to consider. The motivation that you will find in your photography is in your legs, in your physical body, within yourself, and nothing else, right? So to approach photography with an autotelic mindset, where you're not expecting any praise or really expecting anything from your work itself or from the world itself, right? When you go out there in the world, the goal is to remain curious. and to continue photographing until the day that you die, right? And so when you consider longevity as a goal, to not expect the world to deliver you that magical Easter egg on the other side, or that leprechaun in the rainbow, and all of these sort of fancy things within the world itself, right? When you're out there actively photographing, I find when I meet photographers in Philadelphia, a lot of the times these guys are so caught up in looking for something specific, a character, some guy with, you know, fancy clothes, or something that is gonna like shake them and move them to make a photograph. But to recognize that everything and anything is photographable, and the goal is to extract an abstract reality to make something beautiful aesthetically, beyond beauty, something sublime, something that you can pull from the earth and flip it upside down through observing the details around you with a fresh pair of eyes, through observing the people with interest and intensity, where everything is beautiful. Then we can transcend and go beyond and actually push what a photograph can be. As I believe, practicing street photography, it's the root of the medium of photography itself. And to sort of disconnect from any basic notions of what makes a good or bad photo, what a good street photo is, what you should be looking for on the streets, yeah, that to me is a key to achieving this sort of state of bliss and happiness within the photography itself. So yeah, not expecting anything from the world or validation for your work, right? Like, things come and things go, right? You must go slow when you're on the street, and you let life flow towards you, right? That's my way of doing things, and how I've achieved this sort of state of bliss and happiness with my photography. And so with that in mind, I will now photograph this market, as it is currently Saturday here in Philadelphia. Gloomy fall day, right? No sun, but what can you do? I think being outdoors in general promotes happiness, right? The sun promotes happiness, you know, physical fitness, right? I believe every artist should lift weights. Like, this is another thing, right? Lift weights, move your body, and you will find that you will inevitably find happiness.